Matthias, if I can, if I can, you put you on the spot. Would you like to say hi? Who are you? Where are you from?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nigel Mathias. I'm head teacher of King's Academy, Lord Wilson, which is a school for boys with social and emotional mental health needs. I was just really interested in the MEGASKILLS project because I learned about it from a colleague at University of Southampton, and
Great.
we've got an esports provision at our special school, and we're looking at the way that skills development can happen through computer games. So I'm very much a novice here compared to all of you guys, but I was just
Good.
really interested in the findings of the study and yeah, wanted to learn a little bit more.
And have you actually read our reports that are on the website already? Yeah, you did. Good. Great. We'd be very happy to hear your input. I mean, if you think, there's something to explore more, any input is good.
Thank you.
But thank you so much, and sorry for putting you on the spot. Hi, Flavio. Okay, we're 2 minutes in. Shall we start? Shall we give that another minute? What do you think, lady?
Yes. I think we can wait some minutes. No
We can wait? Okay. Chris, you turn on your camera. Come say hello. Where are you
Hi,
from?
good morning.
Good morning.
I'm from Bruges, Belgium.
Okay.
We are the first school in Belgium, secondary school, who organizes esports. And our goal is to get esports recognized as by the government to give a full course. Like in some countries in Europe, they do. And we believe that esports can help with transferable skills like your project. And we want to set up a project to help employers build skills by esports and extra gaming.
Great.
So the combination of both.
Yeah. Great. I can see where your interest came from. Great. Thank you so much for sharing. Marek, can I invite you to share a word or two about yourself, your background, why you're here? No problem. Take your time.
Okay. Do you hear me?
Yes,
we do.
Okay.
Please.
So as for my background, so I was working mainly on higher education reforms as Bologna expert, but also I am very interested in digital transformation. So therefore, on the one hand, I belong to this community of practice, and also I coordinated the project Digital Support in Chemistry Teaching. I am also in a working group on AI. So in general, I am interested practically in all aspects of digitalization. So I started, in time immemorial, because already 50 years ago, I started to learn some programming languages as a student of physics.
Great. Thank you for sharing. You mentioned the community of practice. Which community of practice are you a member of?
This Digicomp community of practice.
Digicomp, yes.
This one. But also I belong to Greencom and to Entrecom community of practice because we have many activities which
they're all
are
linked.
just joining this.
They're all linked. Great. Okay. I'm also part of that community. Okay, good. Okay, so we have anyone else would like to say something? If not, I think we can go forward. So let me start to welcome you all. And good morning to all. My name is Afonso. I'm from All Digital. I'll be your moderator today, in a words. Let me just maybe share the agenda so we can take a look at what exactly we're doing here today. Where is the agenda? Sorry. One second. And it appears I lost it. Give me 1 minute, guys. Sorry for that. Here and here. Okay. So sharing agenda. Okay, good. So here we are. So today we're here to to go over our best successes, let's say, in the project and what we've done in the last year and a half, more or less. The MEGASKILLS project is a Horizon Year project that started in 2023, I believe. We're roughly midway. We are now in the piloting phase, but I'm sure you will hear a bit more about that from Iñaki and Tomasa. With that short intro, then I would like to give the floor to Leire Bastida, a researcher at Tecnalia and our coordinator. I'll stop sharing, Leire. Please go for it.
Thank you. I think one. Can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So thank you very much, Afonso, for the introduction, and I would like to welcome all the people that is today in this webinar. As Afonso has mentioned, I will provide you a quick introduction about the project, just general aspects, and I think the discussion we are going to have later will be more interesting than this one. That is a very high level, and it's an information you can find in the website. So this is a project from Horizon Europe. It has a duration of 3 years, and we are in the 3rd year. We can say we are going to finish the January of next year. And we are here a total of 7 partners, as you can see here. We are all the partners. I think all the partners are here today, except the University of Southampton. Okay, so I am going to go to the next. So the goal of MEGASKILLS, we have 3 main pillars in this project. The first one is just to enable to reduce, to bridge the gap that we have between the education and the labor market, because it happens that the skills that are required in the labor market not always develop in an educational level. So in some way, we need to improve the skills development of the people. And we also, the second one is we also want to promote the PhD careers. As you know, we want to focus on physical science, technology, engineering, and math. And the third pillar is in the European Skills Agenda, there are 12 actions, and we want to focus on the 8th one, that is skills for life. So how we are going to do this in MEGASKILLS? So we have different objectives in the project. The first one is just to design a model, focus on key soft skills development, and focus on the entrepreneurship. And the idea is just to enable the improvement of the employability in different profiles or sectors, as I had mentioned before, with a special focus on the PhD area. We are going, based on that model design, we are going to develop an innovative methodology that will focus on training and the development of those soft skills. And we will use commercial video games to promote this training and development. And the idea is just to see how the players interact with these video games and to extract the data to evaluate the achievement of those soft skills. And how we will do this? Okay, so we are also designing and development and a smart software platform that will allow this assessment and certification of soft skills, just evaluating the data coming from these commercial video games. We will try to demonstrate all these this soft skill model, the video games methodology, and the platform we are developing in different target groups and assess which is the usefulness and feasibility of using this MEGASKILLS concept. So now we are, I don't know if we are going to mention this, but we are now working on our second pilot. And we have started the second pilot where different participants can join our platform to start to play different video games to evaluate the soft skills. So apart of this technical development, we also have 2 other areas we are focusing. One is the policy making. because we need to ensure that both stakeholders and policymakers understand which are the lessons we are learning from this process and this methodology and platform, and also help them to make decisions to improve this educational and skill development in citizens. And the last one is something very, very important, is the ethical compliance. We also need to ensure that we are compliant with the ethics aspect and also the GDPR in order to guarantee that we'll have a wide uptake of the result of MEGASKILLS, not only at European level, but also on international level. So, as a summary, which is the impact we are expecting with this project? First, we are aiming to provide a new soft skill taxonomy that is focused on the 21st century. We are providing a way to enable the assessment and certification of soft skills using commercial video games. And this also represents a new business opportunity for video game industry, just a new way to expand their capacities and their business level. And finally, also one important part is just to enable the support of equal opportunities, not only for inclusion, but also for social mobility. And this is also related with the different target groups we are aiming in the project, also vulnerable groups, unemployment people. And also these are the different kind of groups we are trying to bring into our piloting phases that we, as I had mentioned, we are working now in the second phase. So that's all. I know it's brief, but I tried to focus the main parts of the main idea behind the MEGASKILLS scopes. And now my colleagues will present you more in detail the different key aspects of the project, the model, the methodology, and the pilots part, so you can get more details for those specific parts. So I don't know if there is any question, any doubt. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Laura. Indeed, if anyone has any questions, please add them to the chat or ask them now, as you wish. We have time. If not, oops,
you are mute.
Sorry, yes, myself. If not, David, please come forward and tell us what's soft skills for the 21st century.
Okay, I'm going to share. Hopefully I will be successful with sharing.
You will be, I'm sure.
I think so. You know, many.
It works. Thanks.
It works. It works. So let's do it then. Hello, good morning. My name is David Kosina. I'm from Palacký University, Olomouc, Czech Republic, and I'm representing a team of 5 colleagues. We are 5 of us within the MEGASKILLS project, and we are from the Department of Economic and Managerial Studies. We are therefore economists with overlaps to social sciences, and that's where we help with the idea of project MEGASKILLS. I will start with those objectives which already Laura mentioned. She mentioned 6 objectives, and when we go to the very beginning of the process, we have that new soft skills model and taxonomy, which is responsibility of our team, which is actually which starts or lays down the directions of further work of colleagues within MEGASKILLS who work on more technical focused work packages. Therefore, I will be talking about new soft skills model and taxonomy. I must apologize in advance because I do not plan to do very, very big revelation. I will just let you sneak peek on what they've been doing so far within MEGASKILLS project, but there will be a new publication coming out in May where we will reveal, let's say, more about the model we identified during our work. Nevertheless, I will introduce you what we've been up to so far, so hopefully this will be as well interesting. First, the question, why soft skills again? Because soft skills have been topic for quite a long time. We are, however, aware that there is rapid technology advancement. We see new trends and new things which come to not only society, but as well workplace. Namely, we know that for 3 years we are together with artificial intelligence, generative artificial intelligence, which is at the moment available for everybody. We still can see that post-COVID change, where COVID was a sort of catalyzer for virtual cooperation, for remote work. We can expect workforce automation and changes in the knowledge economy. All those things we believe bring new demands on the people within Europe and within the world. That means entrepreneurs, that means employees, where they need to be equipped with a little bit different skills, or maybe they need to pay attention to those soft skills more than ever. So that's, let's say, that investigation why. Otherwise could be as well the fact that so far the methodology on soft skills, which started to appear in scientific literature in 70s, is very complex. There are many approaches to soft skills, and within the MEGASKILLS project, we wanted to sort of standardize or simplify all the concept and structure of soft skills in that way that that concept is more understandable for common people, common entrepreneurs, and those people who will need to be trained in the soft skills. Our work, as I mentioned at the beginning, sets the basis for further technological work packages within our project, where with the findings we did on the very beginning of the project, our colleagues from Technaria, from Segos, from GECON continue developing other parts, namely intelligent platform, which will be introduced during the next presentations. Let's move briefly on the methodology we used and the overview of work we did so far. We started with a complex literature review because we identified that academic literature, non-academic sources, and even sources provided by big consultancy firms have some similarities but have some differences, and it was very unclear to find a way how to approach soft skills, because all those be it researchers, those organizations, and not only you, but as well global organizations, they approach soft skills and their taxonomy or categorization in a little bit different way. There are overlaps, there are differences, and we wanted to simplify that and find what's the structure behind those works which already have been done. The second step within our work was so-called the Delphi study. Delphi study is a qualitative method which helps to guess new trends, to get better insight in things which are novel, and that perfectly fits to the situation on the labor market regarding the soft skills. Within the Delphi study, we engaged 9 experts and we ran 3 rounds, each having 1 sub-round of structured questionnaires and feedbacks and revisions, which helped us in 3 ways. First, we developed an identification and definition of soft skills which are needed or which create that core structure of soft skills. Then in the second round, we focused on categorization. That means sorting those identified soft skills into groups. And the last round of our Delphi study was to design a soft skills model which finds connections between the groups of soft skills we identified. That work took place in summer 2023, and we actually built on the results of the Delphi study till today. The last methodological point is organizing workshops based on focus group methodologies to validate, sorry, I must move. No, I cannot move that picture bar, never mind, I have my hints, which focus on validation of previous work. We already had the first workshop, which was held with the representatives of entrepreneurs in December 2024. And We will have a second workshop in June 2025, which could be as well information for you. At the very end of my presentation on the last slide, I'm providing my contact email, and we will as well announce a public call where we will be looking for our helpers, cooperators who would like to take part in the second workshop and help to validate or maybe fine-tune the work we've done so far. So that's why we are investigating soft skills, what we have done so far. And now let's move to that core question, which soft skills? Before talking about which soft skills and how we see the soft skills are organized or grouped, we must answer another question. What are soft skills? Because when we did that initial work, that deep literature review, we find out that the definitions differ. Definitions are not standardized, and we wanted to build something which really represents the current view of soft skills. Therefore, the paraphrases of our definition of soft skills, which was developed together with the experts within the Delphi study, is the following. So soft skills are personal, interpersonal, or cognitive attributes which allow effective interaction and navigation in diverse situations. Soft skills are transferable across different jobs and roles, are essential to those hard technical skills. Soft skills are developed not only through experience, but as well reflection and continuous learning, and are crucial for personal growth and professional success, relevant to all ages, genders, culture, backgrounds. What we found in the literature review that there is big agreement on the fact that having developed soft skills help in development of successful professional life. So that's the agreement that soft skills are important. Within the Delphi study, we identified 30 soft skills with definitions to them. And in those next steps, we categorize them in 4 categories with the relations which we can use on the background of tree analogy. Tree has its roots, has its trunk, grows to a certain height, has branches, has leaves and fruits. We really like that idea of putting our soft skills model on the background of that tree. The first group we identified, and if you give me just a second, I will try to move that bar. Yes, now I'm successful. I can move all the pictures of you, and I can see my presentation as well. The deepest foundational personal attributes which anchor human behavior. These skills are, for example, self-awareness, self-control, self-motivation. In total, those root skills, we have a different name for them, but I will keep the surprise for the book which will be published in May. So these deep root skills consist of 10 different skills for which we have definitions. When we move more to the trunk, already building on those foundational attributes, now, yes, we have skills that enable effectively daily decision making and help to manage complexity. These skills are, for example, adaptability, flexibility. It can be complexity management, coping with uncertainty, critical thinking, and several more. In total, this group of soft skills consists of 8 different soft skills. When we move more up to the branches in our model represent the skills that enable individuals to build relationships and connect with others. I think I can reveal that we call those branches connectivity skills, which consist of, for example, active listening, communication, collaboration, negotiating, conflict resolution, as well as cultural intelligence. The top of the tree, which represents leaves or fruits, are skills which help to look forward, which embody creativity, leadership, driving growth and innovation. We call them in our model visionary skills, and consist of 3 of them: creativity, digital literacy, and leadership. That's the overview of the model, which was designed together with the Delphi experts. That model was as well the main topic of our December workshop, where we discussed with almost 20 representatives of small and medium enterprises how they view usability and functionality of this model. So that's the overview. The big revelation will come in May. So far, we still keep it a little bit covered, but at least you have the basic overview of what we are planning. We see the advantage both in that simplicity of imagining the 3 and helping to navigate the complexity of the soft skills. Not to leave you without any, let's say, tasting of the definitions we prepared, I prepared on the following slides for each of the group 1 specific soft skill with a very brief overview, just to understand how we are grouping skills. And I will start with the roots, where it all stays. Before commenting the example of those roots, soft skills, I would like to say that when there is a question, what are the top soft skills? It's not that easy to answer. However, we see overlaps among different groups of respondees. In the academic literature, we found that within various resources, there are about 10 soft skills which are endorsed as those most important. When we run our Delphi study, we identified as well a group of skills which are considered as more up-to-date, more important than others. And we saw a very similar approach as well in the opinion of the members of the focus group of the December workshop. So it's not possible to say this piece of soft skills is important, this is not. Sometimes all soft skills are important. However, we see some tendency where a group of soft skills, maybe without a very delimited border, but still clearly identifiable, is considered as those which are more relevant for today's time. Now, briefly going through those 4 examples of roots: self-awareness, which means deep introspection and recognition of personal emotions, awareness of strengths, weaknesses, drives, values, understanding how other perceives oneself. So we can see that's something which is really deeply ingrained within the personality. If we move up to the trunk, we find a very clear agreement across all the sources, across all the experiments and methods with it, on critical thinking as one of the important so-called navigational skills, which means systematic evaluation of information, forming a well-considered judgment. I'm fine with time, yes. Analyzing evidence and considering multiple perspectives, deconstructing complex informations, and we see that not only technological advancement, but as well just the global complexity and changing and instability is something which really needs critical thinking. Moving more up to the trunk, to branches, again, there was a strong agreement on communication as of one of crucial soft skills, which needs to be emphasized and endorsed within the society, which should be those who help to thrive in 21st century. With definition, we see communication as mutual exchange of information, knowledge, ideas, which includes oral and written modes, face-to-face or virtual. And to communicate effectively, it requires defining clear goals, analyzing the audience, crafting suitable messages, and actively receiving and understanding messages. And very top of our model, those visionary skills, which we use the analogy for tree as leaves and fruits, means unconventional thinking, questioning assumptions, generating original ideas, innovative solutions, connecting unrelated concepts, and going across boundaries. That's example of those four, each representing one of the groups we identify. And I'm heading to end of my presentation. What next? What will be with our work? What will be with soft skills? In May 2025, we are publishing a publication within Springer Publishing House within the series Springer Briefs in Economics and Management. And the good news for everybody here is that it's an open source application. Also, open source. It's open access, not open source. Open access publication. That means that it will be freely available either through Springer webpage, or we will of course endorse it as well within the webpage of MEGASKILLS as one of our results. That publication summarizes both the methodological part with focus on the structure of Delphi study with it and all those sub-rounds. It will provide the detailed definition, which is as well a result of the Delphi study, and it will introduce the model of soft skills I have just briefly presented right now. The second point I wanted to emphasize is the second workshop in June. The workshop will be again based on focus group methodology. Last workshop in December were organized in 2 focus groups running simultaneously online. We will approach the second workshop in a similar way. We already have a tentative date, 12th of June, having online. We are inviting experts from educational, political, and business field, stakeholders, which could help us to further refine, fine-tune our findings. And we will produce a public call very soon. However, if you feel that you would like to contribute to the results of Project MEGASKILLS, you are welcome to get in touch with me already now before the official call is launched. It will be within days or a few weeks published, but we are welcoming applications of those who would like to be part of our project. And that's all from my part. Thank you for attention. I was a bit faster than scheduled, but that gives us place for questions. When I have answer, I will be very happy to answer that. Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much, David. And as you said, we do have a little bit time to burn, so to speak. Any questions? Feedback? I know that most of you have already shared some information about yourselves. That's great. Thank you very much. It's really interesting to know who you are and how different it is, the audience with specific needs. Some are here for specific because you work in games, others don't. It's all interesting and helpful. Any questions on this extended and detailed presentation? No? Okay. Please, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Well, I'm sorry, I haven't read too much about that project, but I would be, so my question maybe is obvious and maybe I would find the answer on your website. But anyway, I would like to ask, right now. So could you tell us a bit more about those focus groups? What is who's in those focus groups? Whether they bridge different generations, or are these mainly, I don't know, are there male, female, young, older? Because yeah, that's the first question.
Yes,
so I won't elaborate on that.
I fully understand. I do not have the statistics here on hand, but we try to make the focus group diverse. That means the fair representation of both age categories and both genders. So that's part of the feedback we received within our work from our ethical panel, focusing on providing balanced structure. We have representatives of small and medium enterprises in the first workshop. That's the precondition given by the project application. and we were drawing of a quite diverse pool of entrepreneurs across the whole Europe through our network, which is represented within our project itself. So if briefly that is enough, I could, let's say, dive into my files, and I remember that somewhere we have the table with all those people. So maybe I will find it maybe later during the workshop. Does it accommodate your question in that way?
Yeah, well, the answer is not that specific, but what can I say? And I have other question, because you said about the entrepreneurs, so it's more about the skills that are useful in the private sector or in the entrepreneurial sector. So yes, so it's not about the public sector, working in public sector, because probably they are. It's just a guess, you know. I'm guessing and asking you more, because probably in public sector you need a different set of skills. Maybe if you were as a social worker, assistant of disabled person. So I wonder whether this project, you know, because in private sector you look for a labor force with a bit different set of skills than in public sector. Am I right or not? Or it's just a guess, I don't know. And I wonder whether this project could differentiate those groups, those sectors. Because, you know, when you go to corporate, when you work for some big enterprise, yeah, you say enterprise, and this enterprise is probably a bit more focused on income, permanent growth. They try to say that they care about the climate change, but not that much. Income is much more important.
I understand where you are
probably
heading.
Oh,
Sorry,
thank you so much, because I talk too much and you get the main idea. And in public sector, there are different values. It's not, it shouldn't be driven by permanent growth. We should care about other stuff, like not to burn the earth. I'm trying to, you know, to make it more concise. So is there such a part in this project, or have you thought about it, or is my guess right or not? So it's just my comment.
I will comment how your points were included or not included in the methodology we used. Within the Delphi group, we had a very diverse structure of the experts, many of them coming from public sphere or educational sphere, public education. So that aspect is somehow represented. Within the second workshop, which was on purpose focused on small and medium enterprises, we had small and medium enterprises. So we had no corporates, which are a little bit different. And that's, you pointed out. So we had small and medium enterprises, sometimes very small businesses, and just heuristic feedback on that. We saw that especially that group of people is very mindful of environment and the wider impact. So that's somehow included. With the last workshop, which we are planning, we have the definition of people we are inviting broader. That means that public representatives, public stakeholders, educational areas, political representation is the part we should as well address. So that could bring maybe the aspects you are, let's say, looking for that. We use the qualitative approach in this study, which fits with the purpose and the time scope of the project. But what you point out are, again, as we scientists say, great ideas for future and subsequent research. So yes, I tried to, let's say, accommodate your direction. Did I get it, Paulina?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, because, you know, I know that my speech was a mess and too many probably points in that, but I think that this project is very, very interesting and innovative, and I see a huge future for that, especially looking at the younger generations. And that's why the first question was about this bridging the gap between generations and sexes as well, or genders.
I would maybe like to point out that the project is great. We enjoy it a lot, but from a research perspective and research points, we are quite on a very tight schedule where we need to follow the progress of the whole project, because there are other technical packages which need to follow. On the other hand, that gives us exactly the opportunity to think about follow-up projects, and we see the area of soft skills as very broad with a lot of other possibilities where to go, and what we produce at the moment could start really as the starting point, which was very needed, because then we continue with that technical work the colleagues will be talking about. But I think we are starting already now working on other subsequent ideas how to follow up what we did so far.
Thank you. And suddenly we're more or less back on track. Thank you for your question.
Did we kill the time, Afonso?
Almost. No, well, that was not the point, but it's also an important aspect. No, I'm joking. Thank you so much for your question. That's what we like to see in these events.
And Paulina, thank you for your questions again.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we still have time. We have 4 minutes. If anyone else wants to say something, if not, we can leave it for the end. Okay. In that case, I would like to invite Iñaki, my colleague Iñaki, and Tommaso to the floor to tell us about shaping the future of soft skills assessments. So what are our pilots' results? Well, the first phase, right? Because second phase hasn't started. Please.
Thank you very much, Afonso. First of all, that's great to be with all of you here, with people very interested in how this is going forward, all these huge matter about how to use gamification and video gaming in the development of soft skills. This is clearly for us a very, in Cyber's group, one priority for us, because I think that with the growth of the online world, for sure this is going to be a clear issue to tackle in the future. Well, first of all, I would like to present myself. I'm Iñaki Aliande. I work as a consultant from the Cyber's group in Europe, particularly in Spain. I'm based in Madrid. And also I'm a professor of the Complutense University in Madrid also. Well, I've been in charge mainly of the what is called the work package 5, the fifth phase of this project in our team, and together with other, obviously with other teammates in MEGASKILLS team. Essentially, this fifth phase, that is clearly one of the, we are in a, we are approaching the end of the project, and we want to be, we want MEGASKILLS to be clearly a tangible and a useful project, and the results must service what we need to do in the talent area in the companies and organizations. I'm good. So I'm going to tell you what the first iteration of the use cases was about and what are the results that we obtained. I'd like also to tell you, all people and companies and organizations interested in how it is working, that you have opened the opportunity to work in the second iteration of the use cases. I'm writing in the chat box the URL you can access, and you can sign up and work with us in this second iteration of the use cases. This is an essential phase. Clearly, we've been investigating in this innovation a lot in the last months with focus group, as my friend and partner David told you. But obviously, there's one point in the project that we have to land all this investigation and innovation and be sure that this is providing value to the organizations and the employees and the migrants and the managers in Europe. So that's what I'm going to talk about. My presentation is going to be, I wouldn't say brief. I think that's enough to explain what we've been working in this package, in this work package. But I think that is try to be simple to show you what have been how we've been working to that value that we want to provide to the society in general, and obviously also the market. So for that, I'm going to present my my slides. Give me a moment. So it's here. Here you are. So with that in mind, that you have opened the opportunity to work with us in this still in this phase of the project, I think it's important to look back and see what we've been achieved and how far and how close we are to provide society and companies and organizations of a useful platform to develop soft skills. So I have prepared 2 slides. In the first of that, I'm going to, let's say, to analyze how have been going the use cases, what are the main results, a brief summary of the main results. Also, what we have learned. Remember that use cases are an essential part of any project, any European project that wants to finally to deliver something useful to society. Also, the main obstacles, very honest and transparent, we found, and also what have been the main improvements we needed to implement for the second iteration. The second iteration that we are now and will be for the next 2 months. So main results. I think this is going to be a very tangible and clear summary of what we have been working on. With the framework that David told you, we achieved 175 active participants in the platform, mainly students and migrants. Also, we've had also some owners or general managers of small and medium companies, and also some migrants, and also some people, unemployed people. Those are the main targets of our project. So, because in general, I think those are the priorities for the European Union. Students, mainly college and high school students, managers, migrants, and unemployed. Well, in general, we could say that we've received a very positive feedback from them. I think they think that this is a very useful and innovative methodology to develop soft skills. Also, it has been, I would say, even hard to achieve that they participate so much as we wanted. Clearly, it's the use cases have been very demanding. We needed in this first phase 15 hours of gaming from the participants in the use cases. Clearly, you can imagine what that represents for a manager, also a student, why not? Although we try to carry out these use cases in a time where they, for example, they hadn't to present to in the university to present to exams. But anyway, 15 hours for a student that has to obviously to accomplish in the university, it can be also difficult. Satisfaction average for them, satisfaction level with the experience has been approximately 3.5 over 5. So it's clearly improvable, but it's also that it has been very diverse. As I said, to have such a sometimes hard requirements to participate or to complete their participation in the use cases has been clearly detrimental for the evaluation. If you consider that, or for someone who consider it was difficult to start participating or to complete the experience, it's clearly can be demotivating. Now, it shows that in the future we will have to simplify the experience and clearly reduce the necessary gaming time to complete an individual report that can provide the participants how well they are in the different 4 competencies that I'm going to remind. First is problem solving. Second is critical thinking, adaptability, and priorities. Probably some of them thought that not all of them, taking again the interesting question of Paulina before, I think that it's not so much about if they are private or public employees. I think it's more of how each of them find that those four competencies adapt or fits into their objectives. But in general, I think that this election was really well welcomed by them, and it's not for sure an obstacle to complete the gaming time. It's been more the what it represents in their day by day need of use of time more than what they were taking on. So I must say that many participants did not complete the 15-hour requirement, but it's a point to dig into clearly. Well, after the main results, I'm going to tell you what have been the main obstacles for them to complete the gaming experience. Okay, so I think when you talk or when you are working with a technical platform like this, because finally it's let's say the tangible part is a platform, it's a software, but you have to be aware that it's not always about technical issues, like can be synchronizing errors or lagging or download the issues or the capability they need in their equipment to participate. It's more about frictions. And frictions are humans, are not only technical. So for example, when you need to complete a very long form to sign up into the experience, so it's a friction. We are more worried about frictions than technical issues, because finally I think technical issues can be easily fixable, okay? But when you establish or implement a process that where frictions are very frequent, that's the problem. Friction is something that is a clear obstacle for someone to complete an experience or to participate into something further the tool they are using. So it's more about how to integrate the experience in the day of humans, clearly. So we found some frictions. One of them was clearly the gaming required time. That's something that we are working on. That's maybe I wanted to set the approach we have to obstacles. Second is that we are finding when you make available a software platform for so many different and diverse publics, it can fix more in one of them than the other. So we've had a diverse participants in availability, in precedence, in previous experience, in previous gaming experience also. So clearly we are going to have different target audiences with different preferences. What I'm referring to is for example, one of the clear examples and something we have to analyze is the type of games that we've made available to our public. So for example, we finally realized that we had too many fighting games, and nowadays maybe multiplayer options are needed, because we finally are competing to Xbox or PSP platform. So we have to be sure that the integration with that real world of where gaming takes place is what we have to compare to. And finally, one of the other obstacles was the hardware requirements, because when you, for example, maybe for students that's less a problem, but for managers, if they are using the equipment of their employer, clearly you cannot always have access to open platforms like Steam or like even in our website, MEGASKILLS. So that's something that you have to take into account, because it's not always easy for managers to open the firewalls they can have to protect their networks. So that's something that we clearly have to work on. So with all that experience, we have some, I could summarize into 3 main lessons learned. First, and we are happy for that, we see that gaming is a valuable channel to promote soft skills. We've tested also the final report for individuals, where they can finally see that they have improved, or what are the priorities for them to develop or to insist on regarding those 4 competencies, like problem solving, let me repeat, problem solving, critical thinking, adaptabilities, and priorities management. We found that clear onboarding and guidance are critical. So for that, for example, the participants have to be sure of what is, if they are going to accomplish the interest or the previous motivation they have to participate in the game. For example, to be clear and expressing what is the type of report they are going to find finally, and they're going to obtain, or they are going to have other complementary channels to develop their competencies and soft skills, like could be, for example, to have a continuation program, etc. Those type of things are really important. Maybe even more during the use cases, because in the future probably they will have to also to spend 1 hour gaming to have a efficient useful report. But for during this, let's say, still innovation phase, obviously they have to be very sure how they are employing their time. And participant feedback is another clear way of improving the experience. During the use cases, for example, they have to be pretty sure at what point they are, and how long is how much time is still left for them to complete, to be sure if they are improving and which of the soft skills they are working on. And finally, also, we have to be sure at the end that the report they are receiving clearly collects all the needs they had previously, and they are really happy with how they employ their time participating in the platform. So for the second phase of the iteration, that is the point where we are, and let me repeat that you still can participate on the second iteration. In the future, we need to broaden the game library with other type of games like non-violent and multiplayer options. It's in the short term that's difficult, because this represents a huge complexity for technical complexity. But in the future, I think that when we have a platform and software ready to deliver to the society and the market and the companies, organizations, etc., we have to be sure that we have those options. Maybe a wider integration with STEM can be a solution, but we are still innovating and investigating on that. Clearly, we needed, and we've done for this second iteration, visual feedback, kind of progress bars and achievement indicators during the use cases experience, not only at the end with the individual report they receive. And we are also working in simplifying the requirements of synchronization between platforms, installation, and other performance issues that we can make more efficient. Okay. So before moving to the second part of my presentation about how all the publics involved in the use cases have lived all this, I'd like to know if you have any questions, or maybe Tommaso, my partner and friend Tommaso, want to add something.
Thank you, Iñaki. Tommaso?
I mean, if there are no questions, I'll briefly introduce myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Tommaso Ribrera. I am the Innovation Manager at European Entrepreneurs CAPME. We are the largest organization of voluntarily associated SME organizations in Europe, and we are also part of the MEGASKILLS consortium, and we actually actively contributed in the, say, creation and leading of the pilot actions, and we involved around 16 of our companies and over 20, let's say, professionals between managers and economists, managing directors, head of sales. So we had a wide range and a very, let's say, diverse sample of, let's say, different people coming from different industries. So from construction, tourism, marketing, digital services. So also to answer a previous question that was asked, we really tried to make, let's say, this testing as, let's say, well-rounded as possible, having, let's say, also very young professional, but also more seasoned ones. And also same goes for people that never played video games before, as well as professionals that happen to be, let's say, seasoned video game aficionados throughout their personal life. So this really gave us a lot of perspective. And to just integrate what my colleague Iñaki said in terms of feedback, we noticed that regardless of the level, let's say, of expertise in playing video games per se, all the participants really gave overwhelmingly positive feedback on the experience itself, but also on the applicability of this methodology in their work. Some people in their feedback said that this actually did help them in their, let's say, everyday working life. So I think this shows that MEGASKILLS is not operating in a vacuum, so to say, but is really responding to an industry trend that needed to, let's say, refresh soft skills training and adopting a new methodology that, while obviously, I mean, understandably resonating with the younger generation, still manages to find the positive feedback from professionals that are not as accustomed to these more, let's say, digitally oriented means of training. So I think that all in all, we can be satisfied of this first iteration, and that as a matter of fact, we are working towards improving soft skills training and evaluation for small and medium enterprises, but also for other, let's say, realities such as higher educational institutions and even more. And now, obviously, if anybody has questions, we're more than happy to answer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Tommaso.
very much, Tommaso, for adding this to the presentation. I must also say that from the point of view of Cegos, the organization I'm working for in this project, I think that we foresee many different ways of applying the innovation this project represents. And essentially, just to give two examples, clearly for recruitment and selection processes, clearly that it can be really useful, because these four soft skills are essential for many different organizations, and also for developing competencies, clearly developing soft skills. We are even working in the team for the possibilities of building itineraries for people to develop soft skills based in the report they receive from MEGASKILLS. So for MEGASKILLS itself is a really important tool, can be a really important tool and software to detect and develop competencies, but also can be kind of let's say, a reason or a first step in a longer itinerary for these people. Maybe for people who better fits into the methodology of gaming, but anyway, it can be in the future a very powerful methodology into. So I'm going to continue showing how all the publics involved live these use cases, and can be, I think it can be really illustrating to know what can be the value we provide, or the value we intend to provide to the publics participating in the European project. First of all, I would like to start with us, start with the promoter. In the future, maybe the promoters are not ourselves, clearly, but will be the companies or the talent development teams of companies and organizations, universities, high schools, etc. So team is really important. We've seen that, especially in a multidisciplinary and international team like us, and it can be comparable to, for example, worldwide companies. It's really important to ensure the alignment across the national teams for a good and just-in-time responsive support. So it's been essential for us, and that's been one of our concerns. We think we achieved. Think of that we have presence in different countries in Europe. For example, we've had many participants from Czech Republic, from our colleagues of Palaki University in Olomouc. It's been really important to have clear the procedures. Think that being a multidisciplinary team, we have in positions in MEGASKILLS teams, the team that are developing these European projects, in this communications and technical part area. We have also people working in coordinating. We have people really close to the participants for example, for FEBOS, really close to the managers of the companies. In Palaki University, people really close, even professors working with the students. So we had to know very well what were the different steps in the experience of the use cases. For example, when we can be considered a student or a manager properly involved on board in the project, when we can consider from what point we can consider that they are playing smoothly and they don't need any more, let's say, welcome information or support. Third, it's been I think we have been very successful in strengthening the communication between promoters and developers. I want to congratulate for that to my colleagues Idoya and Juan, for example, in Tignalia, who have been having the main responsibility in developing the platform, and it's been really easy to communicate with them, and they had really clear what is the value we have to provide to the publics. Okay, so dividing the feedback into the different publics we've been working, students found that skill building is possible through fun, relatable variety of gameplay, and I think most of them found the experience very surprising and in the positive way. It's important as they are really accustomed to work in very powerful platform like, for example, Microsoft, Nintendo, etc., to include also other type of games like non-violent cooperative games that can also boost the engagement with the game, clearly. Provide tutorials and progress indicators for motivation. That is essential for students. Sometimes they've been playing, but they don't know, at one point they don't know what, or they can forget what was the connection with talent or competences development. And students, especially those students that are approaching the end of their studies, they need to have an idea of continuation, how we can provide something useful for them in the real world, in the professional world. It can be achieved by certification. It can be achieved with professional itineraries to develop new or the same soft skills, clearly, or how they can connect better with the professional world in general. So as an example, for example, in Segos, we are working with use some face-to-face sessions or even coaching sessions with some of the students participating to convey, to transmit clearly what is the idea of the platform, that is not a gaming platform or just a gaming platform. It has to be a tool for them to connect better with the professional life. So maybe that mixture of online and face-to-face methodologies can be also key in the future. Although MEGASKILLS is going to be a platform, an online platform, but clearly we have to work on providing ideas on how to connect with their day-by-day basis of professional opportunities. For managers are clearly different to students. We need clearly to show measurable skills outcomes linked to the professional growth. Maybe in the future we should be working to adapt the soft skills set for any company. So far, I think that the four soft skills have been, according to their feedback, representative enough for them to be useful, but managers have even less available time to gaming, so it has been more difficult for us to retain them in the use cases, and we need to insist on provide indicators and information to companies and organizations about how useful it has been. Also, we must tailor onboarding to highlight the strategic value. So the personalization of the platform should be working on this way for companies and big organizations. And clearly, we need to optimize the time, the experience linked to their company's reality. So in the future, we perfectly know that 15 hours gaming is impossible if we need or we want to have a practical and useful platform for companies and managers. Maybe in the future also, we have the opportunity to work with business schools where this type of applications of MEGASKILLS can really be useful and provide value. For organizations, for example, the type of organizations, for general managers of organizations like the ones that Tommaso said, we need to, the experience, the platform has to be scalable and integrable as a development solution for those companies. Maybe we will be facing a different reality between big companies, universities, business schools, and small organizations. We need to work in the in expressing how well that data express the progression of people in soft skills. So we have to work in reports, maybe personalized reports for HR staff in companies and organization. So as the moment we have enough participation and gaming time developed in our platform, we'll be able to make the algorithm more efficient, and that way we'll need less time of gaming to provide more representative information about the development of soft skills. And at that point, it will be for sure more useful for HR staff. And well, clearly, we'll also have to optimize the experience and the application integrated in MEGASKILLS. So far, we are working in STEM. It is providing very rich environment for us and very flexible, a very flexible way of, without having to program a lot and just building this MEGASKILLS platform as a bridge from our information engine and the gaming experience. STEM has been working really well for that, but we know that, for example, now participants need to sign up in both MEGASKILLS and STEM platform, and sometimes it represents a friction. Maybe in the future we will need to make possible to integrate our engine in other platforms and not only STEM. So most of them are ideas, as you see, other are clearly conclusions and the base, because we are working in that way. For sure, the presentation done by Thomas and myself represent a clear, real experience on how MEGASKILL is tackling the reality of our organizations, companies, university, etc. So now I would like to give you the ground, and if you have any question or Tommaso want to complement that with something, we are open for that.
Iñaki, we have a question in the chat, which should be easy enough, from Chris. Have you thought about using students from high schools as test audiences, 16 plus? I think the answer there is no, but yeah, please go.
Yeah, we are open to that. The truth is that we have not had any agreement with a high school or K-12 organization, but if that's possible in the future, we have to be very careful because some of them are minors, or most of them are minors. So that's something that the European Union is especially sensitive about, but it's something that we could explore for sure.
And to add, I think in the context of the projects, no, because the project is really geared towards employability, basically. And so it didn't make much sense to go with minors. Thomas, I don't know if you wanted to add something.
Yeah, but just to follow up on that, we obviously, however, do see the potential of obviously gamification of learning resonating very well with high school students as they are more, let's say, the video game generation, so to say. So that's definitely a thought in our mind, and the plan is to hopefully, let's say, have MEGASKILLS continue so that we can also have teachers and education institutions benefit from this, let's say, more fresh methodology to let's say facilitate training, because nowadays we're all aware that it's a passing on knowledge is becoming increasingly difficult, and definitely having a medium that teenagers or so tend to respond better to. Obviously, it's a positive thing. And also, in case you're wondering, because I don't think we have mentioned it, we did see in our testing, we did see an increase in soft skills. So our methodology, according to our methodology, we have been able to register progress, and an average of like over 25% in soft skills, let's say, improvement among the participants. Obviously, this is according to our methodology, but let's say it was visible that from the beginning to the end of the gaming experience, some soft skills were, let's say, have been trained, and also people in their feedback did emphasize that like they felt more confident in, say, whether it was time management or more problem solving, indicating that there was a positive feedback and they were actually positively affected by this experience, which for us was fundamental, because obviously the idea is to bring real change and real results. But I think that now the results are quite promising. And again, we would love to have all of you participate to our next and ongoing testing phase. So you can also maybe train your critical thinking while playing video games. Why not?
Exactly. Thank you, Thomas. And Iñaki already shared the link that you probably saw in the chat to participate in the pilot. So have a look. Yes, Chris, please.
I'm a very believer of the possibilities of games and transferable skills. I've already asked to join you to be an ambassador, but unfortunately, because our students are too young, we can't participate. But I believe that shouldn't be the issue. If you follow the PEGI score from games, then it wouldn't be a problem even for Europe, because it's an European score. So in this case, but yeah, I believe that the things that you are doing are also needed in vet education, and by next to the technical skills they are learning on vet education, they also need to learn those transferable skills or soft skills. And we believe that by esports, they can learn so many skills needed in so many different jobs and outside of esports. So yeah, I just want to mention that.
Thank you, Chris. On my
Thank
side,
you,
I would
Chris.
say, I don't know, please. No, I was just going to say, indeed, in the context of the project, I think it's complicated to involve below 18. But if you'd like to be an ambassador nonetheless, well, the idea is to continue. We don't want this to die in December when the project ends. This has to have a life afterwards. That's what we're gearing up to. So it's a conversation we can keep having and should have. So of course we'd be happy to add your organization if that's your wish to our ambassadors list, which is something that I mentioned.
Help.
Yeah,
I think I can help because we have some funding from an esports campus together with West University of Bruges here. And together we're going to work on the same topic about transferable skills. And we want to create assessments for employees. With our students and the students of the university. So it's combined.
Let's take this conversation further in a different moment. Absolutely. Thank you. That being said, anyone else? I know, Jaime, you have your camera on. I don't know if you wanted to say something. Nice to meet you. No, okay.
No, thank you. But thanks for all the things, the results you have shared with us.
Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. Anyone else would like to say something? We still have some time before we close the session. Any questions, doubts, expressions? If not, I'll just like to underline a little bit this ambassador thing. It's basically a program that we designed to select, attract organizations that want to have a closer relationship with the project and with our membership, with our group, thinking about the future. So how to take the results of the project further. So if you'd like, if this is of interest to you, please let us know either here or via the official channels, let's say, that you can find in the website, and we can talk. Okay. That being said, then I think we can pass and go forward. Pass the ball to Flavio Escribano, our great chief, so to speak. Please, Flavio, for the final words.
Thank you. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to All Digital for the invitation to participate in this distinguished event. Also to the attendees for allowing us the opportunity to be here with all of you and share more about MEGASKILLS, and also to my colleagues for the informative presentation. So thank you all. It is a great pleasure to be in your company today. I am Flavio Escribano. I am the research manager in GCOM Foundation, and we are part of the consortium that is making MEGASKILLS possible. So let me summarize my partner intervention. We also share some comments about the result and also the opportunities that the MEGASKILLS project can offer to all of us. To encapsulate the entire of the MEGASKILL project in a single visual representation, there are 5 principal work packages, as mentioned. The first of all was the skill definition and standardization. The effort we made to correlate the skill assessment with and training with the video games playing by the users. Also the training platform development, and the testing and piloting of both the platform and the methodology. That is an equally significant, and the final one, the potential implementation of the comprehensive solution in accordance with the market requirements. So reviewing the Steve mentioned about the the first part, the skill normalization. Certain components of the project have been generated, substantial knowledge necessary for the progression, although several elements remain to be finalized, as mentioned by David. About the second task, that is the correlation between the skills and the skills training and assessment and the video games playing. This task has been completed. However, we will continue to receive feedback from the training platform to refine the measure metrics for the refinement of the advanced algorithm we are using to connect the game playing with the skills evaluation. About the third task, the online training platform, it is completely operational for the second iteration of the testing phase and is currently being utilized during the forthcoming weeks for this piloting. That is the task number 4, will represent our current phase of development. You will observe that there is some overlap between the various tasks in certain instances. Although the task commenced at the project initiation, some of them, several will continue until its conclusion. That is very common in projects such as MEGASKILLS. The MEGASKILL solution is not merely a digital platform, as mentioned by my partner Iñaki, where individuals play to measure and develop their skills, with all that entails regarding the standardization of these skills, the relationship between the gaming and competence training, and the software and artificial intelligence development required for this very complex functionality and also results. We must acknowledge that we're also developing and implementing a pedagogical methodology of accompaniment through which users feel supported and guided throughout the whole process. Ultimately, generated a transfer of their achievement to their professional environment through mentorship. So that's why they don't feel alone throughout the whole process. The video games I mentioned too, the video games that we are using in the pilot phase, we want to highlight these 5, of which we can say that they are chosen according various type of users, also taking into account several circumstances and things related to the content, etc. But according to the users, at least the casual gamers, standard gamers, and also pro or more demanding players. The diverse selection has been made in this way so that users are able to generate an identification for at least 1 or 2 games, thus increasing the engagement in the program. All video games are free and for PC, except the Anomaly Saga, which is a donation by 11-Bit Studios. It's a very popular video games studio here in Europe, and they are collaborating with us in this regard. So let me talk also about the results we are expecting and we already have and the opportunities for collaborators and other stakeholders. The final and marketable result that we will obtain, and that is adapted not only to human resources, but also to many other sectors of learning, training, and even health, is a package that combines the first, an intelligent platform for the identification of this training skill through the use of commercial video games, accessible directly or indirectly through said platform, and with an hybrid or online mentoring system for the transfer of said skills to the environments required by the user. This is the whole package we want to obtain after the MEGASKILL is finished. Opportunities for the game industry. We know that typically 90% of video game sales occurs within the 2 or 3 weeks after its release. And after that, sales tend to be very residual. What if license could be marketed within MEGASKILL platform as educational content. Obviously, this could not compete with the main market for distribution of the video games for leisure, but perhaps training 200, 300 people, even we have been asked to train 2,000 people, could be an extra income for companies in this turn, can turn this license into sales of at least, I don't know, more than 1,000 sales, etc. And for this reason, we think that although sales is in these new niche are much lower than in the entertainment niche, they can constitute an extra life for business projects. But also, what if your game sold more because they meet the demands of players to know what the skills are training? So we can find in the future people who want to play very specific games because they are aware that playing those games, they are going to train specific skills they want for the professional opportunities. In the case of human resources and other industries within the social employment sector, I particularly believe that the impact is entirely the opposite to the gaming industry. We are witnessing how traditional methods are exposed to a loss of market share, given that this more conventional system of evaluation, interviewing, and training suffer from a lack of engagement from the new generations entering the workforce. Additionally, we observe the emergence of increasingly digitized and intelligent platform for managing process related to selection, interviewing, hiring, and reskilling and upskilling of employees. MEGASKILLS join this inevitable and growing movement toward digitization and gamification of assessment and learning to provide teams with an extremely viable and engaging tool for the development of key soft skills and abilities increasingly in the labor market. So that's why MEGASKILL is so important to reach this gap between the traditional methods on human resources and the process that is which are coming to the scene. As mentioned, we have this ambassador and collaborator program. So we love to get in touch with those interested through our partner on an ambassador program, where you can find all the information about the project and seeing us as a partner. So I truly recommend you to visit our website. And thank you very much for your attention, and hope you like the presentation and the project, both of them. And I am more than open to answer your questions. So thank you very much. I don't know how to stop the presentation.
You're not sharing anymore, Flavio.
Okay.
It's good. Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks so much for that conclusion. Let's say wrap up. With that, we've reached the end of this event, more or less on time, quite on time, which is always good. One last chance. Anyone, if you have any questions, doubts, you can always email us. Well, as you know, we want to hear from you. If you have problems, contact us anytime. I'll be happy to explain more.
Sorry.
It's okay, no worry. With that, I think it's over. Thanks so much, everyone, speakers and audience. This was great. I think very useful for many of us. We haven't done this in quite a while, so I think this was quite useful. We will have our final event in December. Until then, we don't have anything prepared, but we might do another one of these when we have the final results of the project, let's say the final results of the pilots. But that's still to be discussed. If you'd like to be, well, we'll keep you all informed, let's say. We'll add you to our lists about these events, and hopefully we'll see you maybe in person in Brussels for the final events in December. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. And see you around.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye. Thank you very much.